In this lesson, we're going to continue to work with materials in Twinmotion, and we're going to see how we can apply them in more of an architectural context. So in the previous video, we saw we can use ProdViz and product design materials, and now we can use PBR textures, so we can apply textures to materials to make them look more realistic and more detailed and more accurate. In this video, we're going to work more in an architectural context. So we're going to switch, but we're going to continue to talk about materials. And also we're going to continue to talk about the masks and the opacity and among others effects like transparency, translucency. So we saw that we can use a specific parts of the library in Twinmotion, which is dedicated to really complex and advanced materials, talking about product design, product visualization, and packaging, things like that, which is called ProdViz. So we can look for ProdViz in the libraries and we will find specific materials. So we started with the simple template from Twinmotion, and then we played a little bit with different materials, and we saw also other features, and now we can also apply the tiling, the scale, but also we can apply a single image and also graphics and logos. So again, do something like packaging and define the product in each single aspect, or we can also define the package if we want. But we concentrated on these shoes and play a little bit with these effects. Now we talk about decals, which are basically materials that can be applied on top of other materials, and they have their own channels, and their particular characteristic is that they are transparent in the background, so they really look like something placed in there, like actual decals or stickers, something like that. And you can see here the decal, and so if we scroll down here, we find all the channels that we saw we can use also with materials, and these are PBR again effects, so physically based render effects and textures. So we can either use colors and parameters, or we can use textures. And the most important one for the decals is the mask. So in this video, we're going to continue to talk about mask and what it's about. And well, this is a similar concept of the alpha channel. If you study that, for example, in graphic design, alpha channel, it's an extra channel that image have to get rid of the background. So if you use standard JPEG, probably it's not going to work, or you need another texture to work with the alpha channel. If you use a PNG image like this one here that I'm using, the alpha channel is already in the image itself. It's a fourth channel which is going to get rid of the background. And otherwise, we need to use an opacity map. So you either use a PNG and just say use mask, or you need to apply a different image to work with the opacity, or this is also called cutout. It's called sometimes it's called transparency map or opacity map, and it has different names, but the concept is the same. And we can also invert the effect, just as we did with the roughness, glossiness, or metalness, or any other effect. You can invert it. So the transparent part becomes visible, the hidden part becomes visible, the visible part becomes hidden, and so on. And then we can adjust it all with sharpness and threshold, which are additional parameters that we can use when working with masks and or opacity maps. Now we saw that there are some textures and some materials that already use opacity and cutout effects, like this one here, for example. So if we use the color picker, we can see that also here we are using a mask, which is embedded in the image. So if this is probably another PNG image. So we can see that we can see through the object. And this is, again, thanks to a cutout effect, thanks to an opacity map, thanks to an alpha channel. But we're going to discover more shortly. Now, when I get back to my architectural project, to my architectural visualization, because I want to make some more example, and I'm going to use the ArchViz instead of the ProdViz in this lesson right here. Now, just as we search for ProdViz, we can also search for ArchViz. And here there are some specific assets for architectural visualization. You can find materials, you can find objects, you can find pavements, you can find brick walls, concrete walls, plaster, and so on. Now, these are more advanced, more specific for architecture, just like ArchViz are more specific for product design. So these are all new assets that have been added to this new version of TWINMOTION. These are new features, and they are extraordinary. They have an excellent look, especially when we get really close. We need to consider if we are looking to an object which is really far. So in that case, we don't need so many details and high resolution texture or high polygons, high poly models. And if instead we are getting really close to an object, we probably want to have some really good object with really fine details, big resolution texture, and a lot of polygons. So you need to distinguish when you see something far away or when you see something close. Now, this is another decal, by the way, that you find in the decal libraries. So it acts just like the ArchViz decals, so you can move it around, and it's just going to be like another material applied on top of a base material. And again, you find the same exact features, like you can scale it down, you can be careful not to stretch it too much. Now, this is another example of how you can use textures in materials. So texture can be repeated or can be placed just once. And if you want to do like painting or something like that, you probably want to have non-repeatable texture. If you're working with bricks, concrete, pavements, you're probably going to have to use a repeatable texture, a tiled texture, because you need to cover large areas. So in order not to use very big textures, we need to use something that can be repeated. This is the logic behind the tiling effect of the texture. So remember, texture can be tiling or non-tileable or non-tileable. So they can be placed once, or you can see here like this plaster effect, this stucco effect. We can scale it a little bit down. It's a little bit big, but you can see it can be repeated many times, and it has excellent details if you get really close. These are all architectural materials right here that I just marked as favorites, and you have brick walls, you have like stone walls, and so on. And you can see also the bump effect, the fake 3D superficial effect given by the height map or the bump map or the normal map, and it's gonna be like more enhanced when you have a light on top of that. So lights can be really helpful to understand and to work with materials. So everything is just like connected. So materials, lights, objects, geometry, everything is connected. And in order to have a beautiful rendering, you need to consider all these factors. Now, we already talked about texture seamless. So when you need to do some tiling with your texture, you probably want to avoid seams between one tile and the other of the texture. So you can look for also opacity texture. And we're going to talk about also, we already talked about mapping, but we're going to talk also about some specific mapping, which is called the unwrap mapping. Now, unwrap mapping is non-tileable. So it's a material that can only be placed once. And that's really specific for packaging again, and creating, product design, product visualization, because each single part of the object is going to be treated differently. And it's kind of having like a serial box where you have different phases and on different graphics on each box. So you can apply graphic design, you can apply text, you can apply buttons, you can apply fake 3D superficial effects with the normal map. You can apply whatever logos or whatever thing you need to apply to that object. Now, I think that there are some excellent tools out there to do sculpting and also painting. So working with texture and packaging. And one of these is Blender. So Blender can be used for painting and for sculpting, and also for unwrapping and creating texture and packaging. So it's a like complete tool. And then you also have like software like ZBrush or Mudbox. They also can be used to do sculpting and painting. These are different like alternatives. So ZBrush is definitely a good choice if you need to do, especially sculpting, if you want to have like really high poly models with really highly detailed parts. And also just to paint, you can use Armor Paint or Substance 3D. These are other tools that are really